Good afternoon and welcome to Nafsi Yoga. This is Monday stress relief. So if you have or had a hectic Monday, hopefully this session will help undo that, unwind it all. And it doesn't matter what day it is really. It just happens to be Monday. So if you're watching this on a Wednesday, it'll do just as much good. The idea is to forget about what's on the outside of your mat, away from your work area, trying to concentrate just on yourself. Disconnect from your outside world, your outside life. Spend a few minutes with just yourself as we reconnect, get a little stretchy action in, and feel better about ourselves and the world afterwards. All right, your breath. We'll get into the breath here and now. It's in and out through the nose. Try to keep the mouth closed. And when you inhale, we take a deeper breath in. We inhale and expand the chest. And as you exhale, use the diaphragm to bring it up and in to push out just a little more air than what you would normally do. Try to maintain that type of breath. It's called the Ujjayi pranayama breath. And you might actually pause or make a slight snoring sound as you drag the air along the back of the throat. Don't sweat it. If you can hear yourself breathing, that's absolutely fine. So keep the breath nice and deep. Now, there will be postures and times when you have to open your mouth and take a deep breath in. That's fine as well. Okay, let's go on to our backs for Apanasana. We'll do Ardha Apanasana first. We'll give it a few breaths lying down. Flat feet can open up to the sides, hands relaxed. On your sides, palms facing up. We'll give it 4 deep breaths right here. And concentrate on the breath, inhaling, pulling and expanding the chest. And then think about and work the exhale a little more than what you would normally do. Just breathe out, push the air out. One more breath in. Nice. And on your next exhale, bring your left knee up to the left shoulder. Hands can come on top of the knee or behind me, wherever you can grab easier. And we're going to squeeze the knee in towards the left shoulder. Now make sure you take that leg off to the side so we're not directly over the rib cage. You don't have to go too far to the left of this one. The right leg is relaxed on the mat. If you're having any type of back issues right now, you can also try to bend that leg, the right leg, the foot flat. It might make it a little easier on your low back. I'll leave that up to you. No matter what, start to squeeze the left knee towards the left shoulder. You're using your biceps, strengthen your biceps and squeeze in. You're going to feel a pinch in that left hip. That's absolutely fine. We're working on the ascending and descending colon with this. Looks good. Squeeze it a little more. Maybe 2 more breaths. Nice. So with your legs exhale, recover. The left leg, let's switch sides. Right leg comes up, hands on top or behind the right knee, and slowly squeeze that knee in. And remember, left leg now, keep elbow engaged, or you can slightly bend it, put the left foot down. If that helps you out in that back moves, then please do it. Squeeze in, hold tight. That's it. Looks good, folks. Squeeze the knee in a little more. So you're squeezing the right knee towards the right shoulder. That's it. Let's go for 3 more breath cycles here. Take it at your cue. Nice long inhalations. Last breath in. And on your exhale, recover. So stretch out the right leg, bring your arms overhead, full body stretch. Point the toes, reach the hands overhead, and then Apanasana. So bend both legs, bring the knees into the chest, arms on top or behind the knees, wherever you can grab. And as you squeeze both knees in slightly, you can rock a little bit left and right. Maybe a figure eight of your lower spinal column on the mat. Nicely done. From here, go ahead and roll the legs to the right side of the mat. And let's come up to a seated position. A comfortable seated position. Sukhasana. So the legs can be folded. You can keep the legs extended. I'll leave that up to you. No matter how you are, though, try to get the torso nice and tall. So we keep the shoulders back and down. Nice. An easy seated twist. Let's go to the right initially. So however you are seated, let's take the torso to the right. Try to keep the torso tall as you look over your right shoulder. Nice. And come back to center. And let's take it to the left. Groovy. Breath may seem a little different here, but don't give up on the Ujjayi breath. Nice and deep. Exhale forcefully each and every time. And recover back to center. Nice. Cat-cows. So let's go to all fours. If you're not on a relatively soft and cushiony surface, then please use a blanket or a towel for your knees if necessary, okay? All right, our quad pose, all fours, shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees, cat-cows. If you know what you're doing, go ahead. For everyone else, as you inhale, take your gaze up towards the ceiling, drop the stomach forcibly towards the mat, and your tailbone actually lifts up and out. As you exhale, hunch forward like an angry cat. Pull the stomach in towards the spinal column, roll the pelvis in, and keep moving. So as you're breathing, your body is moving along with the breath. This is one of the better postures that I love to do when I first wake up in the morning. Oftentimes, I do not even roll out of bed. I'll just come to all fours like this on the bed and work this motion with the breath. Does wonders. You'll probably hear fewer bones clicking and clacking as you get out of bed for your morning rituals if you get something done when you first wake up. Nice. A couple of more here on your own, please. Remember, keep your Ujjayi pranayama breath up. One more cycle. And we'll meet in neutral. Wonderful. All right, from quad pose, Balasana, child's pose. Bring your big toes together. The knees can come apart a little bit if you'd like. Push your hips to your heels. Initially, go ahead and fold your arms if you like and rest your head on your arms. If your hips are not touching the heels, don't worry about it. You can use a block in between your forehead and your mat if you'd like. If you're more comfortable letting your head hover over your arms, that's fine. If your breath is a challenge to you at this point, take the knees and open them up a little wider. Okay, let's make this an active child's pose. So if your arms are not already extended in front of you, extend them. Lift the elbows off of the mat. So you're still pushing your hips to your heels. Hands are extended in front of you, elbows off the mat. And you feel as if you're pushing your armpits towards the mat. I know, we feel this in our upper back now. Give me one more breath. On your next inhale, lift up to all fours. Ooh. As we get ready for downward dog. Hey, before we do our first downward dog from quad pose, let's work on core. Come underneath your toes and lift your knees off the mat just a couple of inches. So keep your head neutral. You're looking at a spot in between your index fingers. The core is in, knees are off the mat, just a few inches here. Think about the pelvis and just lift the tailbone just a little higher towards the ceiling. Nice. Give me one more breath in. And on the exhale, knees to the mat. One more active child's pose. So big toes together, hips to heels, arms are extended. Your forehead may come all the way to the mat on this one, or it may not. Anywhere in between is fine. We're here for 2 breaths. Great. On the next inhale, let's lift up to all fours. Adho Mukha Sarvasana, downward facing dog. So from this point, come underneath your toes. Do the same motion, but lift the hips up all the way and bring your heels towards the mat. They may not touch the mat, but come where you can on this one. Your hands are about shoulders width apart. Feel free to take your hands wider apart if you've got tight shoulders. Keep your head relaxed in between your arms. And let's walk it out. Lift one heel, lower the other. You can even pivot on the balls of the feet, shifting the body left and right a few times. Come onto your toes. Lift the heels up nice and tall. And heels come down towards the mat. Awesome. One more breath in. And on your exhale, child's pose. Knees come down, hips to heels. So for those of you that are good to go, hang out in child's pose. I'll show the variation to downward dog while we take the small breath. It's called turbo dog. So you can always come down to your forearms and do the same posture, lifting the hips up and lengthening the legs. So for those of you with wrist, or if you have a wrist issue, that's a great posture to do, an alternate posture. If that is too much, then please just don't do it. Hit me up, let me know, and I'll give you a variation, another variation. All right, one more breath in. On your next inhale, bring it up to all fours. We're going to do downward dog yet again, but we'll step into a lunge on this one. All right, here we go. Come onto your toes, lift your hips up, get into your best posture of downward facing dog. Make any minor adjustments as you need to. And let's start with the left leg. Bring the left leg up, straight back and up. Don't bend it, just lift it up. Nice, work that quad, work the glute. And now go ahead and bend at the knee and open at the hip. So take that left foot over to the right side of the mat. Maybe if you peek underneath your right armpit, maybe you can see a foot, maybe some toenail action. All right, extend the left leg again. And now with an inhale, on your exhale, step your left foot forward. Bring your right knee down to the mat. Nice and easy. So left foot is, try to get that left ankle slightly in front of the left knee. When you're ready, bring the torso up. Inhale the arms up. If you're losing your balance, heel toe the left foot over to the left just a little. Keep those arms engaged. You can even take your gaze up towards the ceiling. If you're having neck issues though, keep your direction straight ahead. One breath in. On your exhale, bring your hands down to the inside of the left foot. That's it. We're here for one breath cycle. On your next inhale, lift the arms up again. A slight back bend, maybe. As the arms come up, shoulders roll back. That's it. Keep the arms active, fingers reaching towards the ceiling. Give me one more breath. And on the exhale, hands down, back to the mat. And we reposition into downward dog. So slide the left leg back from all fours and lift up to downward dog. Nice work. Let's get the right leg up. And look, if you did this side already, go ahead and do the other side. In my case, the right leg is up. I'm trying to get that left heel towards the mat. Lift, try not to bend it. And now you can bend it. So bend that right leg, open up the hip. You might actually stack the hips at this point, and that's fine. Looks good. Try not to let the whole body lean to the left, though. All right, here we go. One breath in. And on your exhale, extend the leg. Give me one more breath. And on your exhale, look forward and step your right foot forward. Left knee comes down. So I put my foot down, but then I'm going to step it up a little more. So the right ankle is slightly in front of the right knee. All right, our hands are low. So on your next inhale, lift the arms up and extend. Yeah, my back's a little tight on this one. So the arms are coming up. Shoulders roll back. The heart lifts towards the ceiling. One breath in. On your exhale, hands come down to the inside of the mat. Woo. Nice. One breath cycle here. Next inhale, lift the arms up. That's it. So I'm a little warmer now, so I have a slightly deeper back bend than the first go. Nice. One breath here. On your exhale, hands down on either side of the right foot this time. And we're going to step up to halfway up, a flat back. So come onto your left toes, lift the left knee up, step forward. Both knees are bent. You're reaching for the floor or maybe top of the feet or the shins. And now give me a flat back. So extend the torso as necessary. I'm actually lengthening the legs a bit here. You may have your legs bent a little more. No matter what though, shoulders are away from the ears. Chest comes forward. Core, your stomach is in. Give me one deep breath in. Exhale, slide the hands down towards the mat, top of the feet or the shins, and roll up slowly. So one vertebra at a time as I bend the knees and roll up. Once you get up to standing, hands to hips and a small back bend. Pelvis forward, lift the heart. I know I say that a lot, but I'm thinking about the spinal column extending and expanding as opposed to collapsing. All right, now the feet can be together or slightly apart at this point. We'll just work on a bit of a side stretch here. We'll take one arm at a time. We'll start with the left arm. Just bring it up. And with the left arm up, push the left hip to the left and bring the torso down to the right. That's it. So keep that left arm active as it reaches up and over. Keep the hips pushing to the left. For those of you that want to go deeper with this one, you can bring your hands together, 2 arms at a time. It can be a little more strenuous here. So if you want to go deeper, this is absolutely fine. Everyone else can just go 1 arm at a time here. For those of you who love Bikram yoga, we always use 2 arms on this one. One more breath in. And on your exhale, bring it up to neutral. I'm just going to swap arms. Ooh. Now my right arm is up, left hand is on the left leg, pushing the hips to the right, torso comes down to the left. Try to keep the shoulders perpendicular. to the floor. I don't want you to drop the top shoulder down. If anything, bring your top shoulder back, if only a little. Only un poco. All right, I got my Spanish in for today. Looking good, folks. Opening up the whole the right side of the chest. Give me one more breath in. And on your next exhale, bring it up. Arms come down. Shake the arms down. Tadasana, mountain pose. So this is our position of attention for yoga. Feet are together or slightly apart. If you want to work on your balance, you can always bring the feet together. You can lift the toes briefly, spreading the toes out, working the inner arches. Take the toes out and down onto the mat. Legs are firm, stomach is in, chest is soft. Shoulders, bring them up, back and down. Awesome. Chair pose, Utkatasana. We'll take the first one nice and easy. I'm just going to bend the knees a bit here, and the hands can just rest on the legs. And I'm looking down and I cannot see my toes at all beyond the knees. So that tells me I need to shift the hips back a bit here to where I can see some of my toes. This is chair pose. So we're sitting in an invisible chair, or some of you at home are actually sitting down in a chair. But the weight is in the heels at this point. Now, your torso, try to bring your torso up where you can. You may have seen this in Yoga Journal or Google it where people are really seated low. Hey, you do what you can on this one. All right, let's get into the full posture. Take those arms and extend them. If this is too much for your arms, take them parallel to the floor or at heart center or wherever you need to have them, okay? One breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Extend those arms, reaching for the mat, top of the feet of the shins. Come up halfway. When I say halfway, we inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And I want you to do a reverse swan dive. Lift up, reach up, inhale the whole way. Palms together. Exhale the arms, the hands come to heart center. And let's sit down yet again. And this is what I like to call thunderbolt prayer twist. So the hands at heart center, and we're seated into our invisible chair. Let's twist to the right. I'm rather fond of this pose, I know. Lots of action happening here. We're getting a good twist in on the lower spinal column. Weights in the heels, working in the quads. Quadriceps. One more breath in. Your next exhale, come to center and twist to the left. If that right elbow is on the left leg, that's great. If not, don't sweat it. One more breath in. On the exhale, come back to center. Give me another breath in. Exhale, forward fold, reaching for the mat. Come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, lift up. Reach up, arms come overhead. Exhale your hands to the sides. Groove. All right, here we go. Tadasana, mountain pose. We're going into warrior number 2. So let's start with the right leg. Step your right leg back. So when we step back to warrior 2, chest and pelvis favor the right side of the mat. Arms extend, hands are equal to or slightly higher than the shoulders. And we're looking over the left hand. So head is over the chest, chest is over the pelvis, so we're not leaning forward or back. So get comfortable into this. Your left leg, your front leg bends towards 90 degrees. Awesome. That's it. Now bring those arms up. Try to keep the hands up equal to or slightly higher than the shoulders. I know, we're working out shoulders. From warrior 2, we're going to a high lunge. So let's start off bit by bit. We're going to take my back hand, the right hand, move it to the front. And the back foot, which is flat, come onto your right toes. So we're pivoting onto your toes. And now bring the arms up. Anjaneyasana. This is a little high lunge. We did a low lunge earlier, and this is the higher one. Now you really have to work on balance with this one. Now give me an inhale. On your exhale, lean your torso forward, hands on top of the left knee, and we're bringing the torso over the left leg. Good. We're here for one breath cycle. Everything else in the waist down stays the same. Give me one more inhale. Exhale. And on your next inhale, reverse. Lift the torso, arms come up. Nice and easy. Don't have to rush it. Awesome. One breath in. Last breath in. And on your exhale, warrior two. So we pivot the right foot back down again. We twist the torso to the right. One more breath. Exhale, arms to the side. Go ahead and step up and shake it off. Whew. You can always get a little stiff there if we're there for more than a minute. All right, Tadasana. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Let's start with the left leg. Take it back to warrior number two. Your feet may not be as far apart as mine. That's go where you can with this one. Arms are extended, hands are up. Nice. All right, check yourself out now. Make sure your chest and pelvis are facing the left side of the mat. You may have to work yourself a little more here. Feet can come closer or further apart. I'll leave that to you. Good. All right, let's do this. High lunge. Bring the left hand to the front of the mat, facing right. Come onto your left toes. Arms up and extend. That's it. Now you may have to heel toe that right foot to the right if you're losing your balance with this one. But keep the arms extended, keep them strong. Inhale. On your exhale, hands to your right knee. Bring the torso forward. And I'm literally leaning the torso as far as I can over the right leg. Good. We're here for a couple of breaths. You may feel this in your lower back. Definitely your hamstrings and the right side are engaged. All right, one more breath in. Last breath in and lift the torso, lift the arms. Fantastic, folks. Looks good. Hang in there. Lots of balance work. One more breath. On your exhale, warrior two. So my left foot goes flat, arms come down. Last breath in. Exhale, release the hands, step up. Ooh, step it out. Next up is a high push-up, a 30-second high push-up. So if you want to come down and start early, great. If not, everyone else, inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Come up halfway. Exhale your hands to the mat. Step your feet back. And if you can, step right into a high push-up. And we'll get started right here and now. So my hands are about shoulders width apart, fingers are spread, favor the pinky. I'm actually pushing on my toes, so my heels are being pushed to the back of the mat. Call it yoga for the feet if you like. Keep your head neutral as you're looking between your index fingers. Your core, your stomach is in. It needs to support and protect the lower back. So keep your stomach in. Awesome. We've done it. A little extra work here. Lean forward. Slowly come down. No face plants. Slowly come down. And good. Even Rain, my dear bird, thought that was funny. All right, this is Sphinx pose. So you're on your forearms. Chin and chest are lifted. Big toes together. Feet are flat on the mat. So with Sphinx pose, this is sort of passive work into your lower back. And if this is too painful, make adjustments. You can come down a little lower. But the idea really is to lift up, Stay away from the shoulders here. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. We're looking pretty good. All right. From Sphinx pose to a forearm plank. Yeah, some of you knew this was coming. So come onto your toes and lift into your forearm plank. I know we did a high push-up or a high plank. This is a forearm plank. Now, really take notice of the core, your stomach. It's in, knees be in. The hips should be level, not high, no high butt. Keep the butt lower, keep the butt level, lower, please. Keep your head neutral. Last breath in. On your exhale, recover. Bring your torso down, back into Sphinx. Nice. We're here for 3 breaths. Keep your breaths nice and deep. Keep them measured. And just concentrate on what's happening in the body right now. Okay, we have one more forearm plank. Come onto your toes, and when you're ready, lift the pelvis off the mat. Keep your head neutral, core is in. I know you feel it now in your shoulders, maybe your forearms and your elbows. This is another great posture to put a blanket or something soft underneath your forearms if you need to. Last breath in. Exhale, Sphinx. We're here for 2 breaths, and then we'll transition to Balasana. And with that, feel free to push up to all fours and to child's pose. We'll be here for 4 breaths. So you can keep the arms extended or fold them. I'll leave that up to you. But it should feel pretty good on the low back as your spinal column extends, hips go towards the heels. It's a great way to relieve the tension and the pressure from that last posture. All right, folks, here we go. Last breath in. And on your next inhale, we're coming forward again, but now for a forearm side plank. Yes, I said that. I'm going to start on my left arm. So I'm going to come to my left side, my left forearm on the mat, left forearm facing 90 degrees up. I'm going to bend the legs just a little bit here initially. And when you're ready, we're going to press the hips off the mat. So my left outer foot, outer edge is actually pressing onto the mat. I'm stacking my feet. You can actually go heel to toe if you like. Hips, right hips are pressing up towards the ceiling. For those of you that are hardcore and would like to do some side plank crunches, you're more than welcome to do so. Taking that right hand behind the head. That's, of course, optional. The rest of us can just hang out right here. We've got 2 more breaths and recover. Let's switch sides. I'll just rotate here on the mat. Sorry, you'll not see my backside here, folks. On your right forearm, legs extended. When you're ready, press up. Most important is to keep the left hip going towards the ceiling. So keep that space there from the right hip to the mat. Option, of course, for your crunches. This is actually a really good session for your core doing crunches. And even if you don't do the crunch, it's still great for your core with the work we're doing, the energy we're using. Give me 2 more breaths. And recover. Ooh, nice. Child's pose. Push up, push back into child's pose. Any variation with the arms extended or folded. And from here, let's come forward. Let's take a seat for Mariachina twist. So we're going to sit down, legs extended. And there are so many variations for this twist. We'll keep it easy. From here, go ahead and bend your left leg and step your left foot over the right leg. Now, ultimately, we're going to twist to the left. So there are many variations with the arms. I'm just going to use my right hand, pull out of that left knee, and twist to the left. Now, I'm trying to squeeze the left leg into the torso, adding some pressure there, pressing where you can. My left hand is propping up the torso, trying to keep my torso nice and tall. And we twist to look over the left shoulder. Hold tight there, please. Give me one more breath. And on the exhale, recover. We switch sides. Bend the right leg. Take the right foot over the left leg. And this time, my left hand holds onto the right leg. For those of you that have going to the intermediate side, feel free to do the bind or vary or change this posture, this twist as you need to. And if you're having a hard time twisting too far, don't sweat. Do what you can. All right, we're looking over the right shoulder. One more breath. Nice, and recover. Woo, extend the leg out. Bridge pose. We're going to lie down on our backs. Legs will be bent. So bridge pose targets the lower back. Bring your heels close to the hips as you can. Hands are down next to the feet. Good. And from here, I want you to roll your pelvis right off the mat. You're only going to lift your hips off the mat a couple of inches here. So it's a very simple, slow movement. But with your pelvis going towards the ceiling now, your quadriceps engaged, you can lift your toes off the mat, driving your heels down. Now we've got every muscle in the legs engaged and working for you. Core is in, of course, it's working and supporting the lower back. Chest, shoulders, everything else is relaxed, per se. Give me one more breath in. And on your exhale, toes come down and roll down slowly. Windshield wipe the knees left and right a couple of times. This does wonders for loosening up the lower back. So if you ever get a kink in your back, you can make it down to the floor. Good posture to do here. And drop your knees over to the left side. Now this is Japata, put it into the supine twist. So the knees are going towards the left. Keep your right shoulder on the mat. If you want to tighten this posture up, you can take that right leg and crawl it up or extend the leg out. That will tighten up the twist. Make sure your right shoulder, your upper body, is going the other direction. Good. Nice, nice, nice. Do one more breath here. And on your exhale, bring one knee up at a time or together and drop them to the right side. And as you bring the legs down to the right, try to keep your left shoulder on the mat. Imagine bringing out a washcloth. Well, we're doing the same thing with your spinal column. As we take the lower spinal column, twisting it in one direction, the upper column, and twisting it in the opposite direction. Wonders for the back. This is another great one to do before you get out of bed in the morning. It's also a good one to do when you go to sleep. All right, give me one more breath in. And on your exhale, let's roll the torso to the right. And we're coming up to a comfortable seated posture. Any seated posture is fine. Your eyes can remain soft or closed. Feel free to disengage your Ujjayi Pranayama breath at this point. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths at this point, though. So once you're situated and comfortable, And your legs can be in any posture you like. All right, our cleansing breaths. We're going to breathe in nice and deep through the nose. We're going to exhale through the mouth. Okay? So let's do it. Inhale. 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 And breathe regularly and comfortably. Take a scan of the body, please, from your head to your toes, or the toes on up to the crown of the head. Find out what's happening in the body. Hopefully, that stress we had at the beginning is no more. I hope. Here we go, folks. Last breath. Inhale deep. Bring the arms up and overhead. Bring your palms together. Exhale the breath as the hands come down past your third eye to your heart center. From your mat to your world, remember always to remain kind. Remain gentle. And always remember to stay fearless. Thank you for a great session this afternoon. Thank you, and namaste.
Namaste.